So, we're starting up with another couple of playthroughs today, and there's been loads of courses coming out for this contest, which is outstanding. We're going to go with one of probably the most anticipated by a number of designers, which will be Syndra. So, Cape Canary is his entry for the Dream Team contest. Now, Syndra, I find, is one of those guys who this play count's 133 from now. That will end up at 10,000 with no time whatsoever. He gets a huge following, rightly so. His aesthetics and his ability to build a plot for like visual high points, I think, is second to none. I would put him probably ahead of Arctic Fury on that count as probably the best guy in the game in terms of how he builds those holes. It was also really nice to judge his CC course last year, where I felt he took a real step forward in terms of the hole designs. And I know he was really grateful for the feedback that he got from that contest, and it scares me to know that he's still getting better, because I think it's not going to be long before that he wins a contest. I think it will happen at some point this year. He's too good not to. So we're going to look at Cape Canary, which he's been part of the blue team, so I've been in the Discord with him and seen a few bits. We're going to first look at the usual, so looking through the form. Which teas would you suggest? Black. Any further conditions? Suggest playing wins in different directions for maximum variety. Lovely. Pin 1 is mild, pin 2 and 3 are medium, pin 4 is spicy greens, 155 at default. Okay, so we'll go for some medium wins. We'll keep greens at default and let's go for pin 2. Seems to make sense. So let's go medium and we'll choose a random wind direction. Let's go south and greens at default. What else we got? Are there any key design features that you would want to highlight? River systems, combining a variety of water features. Cool. Several hazards are in place. Be careful about your fasts. Excellent. He's quite a good player himself. So we'll see where we go. Good afternoon, guys. Yeah, all well, thank you. Elevation and wind condition makes club selection essential. We'll make long holes short and short holes long. Fun. Use the cambers and contours to your advantage. Like that. Medium difficulty, so tougher CC, elite. Excellent. Which three required elements? Drivable par 4, a template hole of your choice, and total course yardage no greater than 6,900. So we've got a short course here, and we can see 863. Beautiful. And the drivable par 4 is hole 9. The template is the Redan hole 6. Excellent. I'm really excited about this one. I think this will be apt. I'm looking forward to all of them. I don't think we've had anything that has underwhelmed so far. So yeah, let's get through this. I love a good Syndra course in terms of the visuals. And I guess that's tricky in that you've got that reputation of being someone you've got to blow people away. Alrighty, straight away we've got this cool little water feature here. I'm going to do my usual and just zip around the plot first of all. So we've got some little trees protecting a tiny little practice green. Awesome water feature there. He does this better than anybody with those rocks. Yep, this is a Syndra course, alright. He loves his clubhouse overlooking the first. We kind of had this on Old Pharogenes. I believe we had it on West Coast. Clubhouse to the left of the first fairway is a very Syndra thing. And speaking of West Coast, this gives me a bit of that feel in terms of how he's done the plot. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's stereotypical Syndra, but this is what he does, and he does it really flipping well. A lot of coastline, but he hasn't crouched on it. Like we can see, he's not gone all the way around. It's like got a little peninsula. Ooh, we've got some little watery areas there. Fun plot. Has he done his tunnel little trick? Yes, he has. So we've got a little tunnel going in. That's very nicely done. Range going up there. Yeah, he's got the amenities where they need to be. I mean, he said this river system was going to be part of it, so we've got a lake flowing down to various rivers. Awesome. Love this. Right. Oh, and a shed load of out of bounds. That could get interesting. Out of bounds is tricky in this game. So I guess that's mostly so you don't get stuck under the water or in the water or what have you. I'm okay with that. The water system looks like it's done so well. Right. So we've got a lot of width here, and yet we kind of don't. So this central bunker, we've then got a choice of either going left or right. We can hit a 3-wood down over here. Bunkers look well sculpted. Could maybe do a tiny bit more, not flattening, but I think the fuzzy brush on lower makes you wonder if he's sort of missed. You see, you get these little bulges. It's often where the brushes aren't quite overlapping. So you can see how if we're dragging it over, the marker's going up a little bit. I feel like a little circle brush of sand just around the inside would clean out some of those little bumps, whereas this one's really good. Minor details. The bunker shapes are really cool. I love how he's layered the base texture and let it kind of go a bit rocky, and then we've got the more like painted on texture here, which is nice. Planting around is good. Nice variety. I think the trees placed either side are good. They are framing the hole well. Maybe a little bit busy for my liking here. I tend to just prefer to see the hole, but I think the bridge in particular would be the thing I'd lose. I like the natural water. I don't love the bridge dead in my sightline, but there we are. Hi, Cavacom. Right, well, I'm not going to hit any tempo, so this will be fun. Love the green immediately, just the shape and the spine, and he's gotten better and better with his greens, and this is no exception. Load of green, but you've got slopes you can work off, so I know if I go left I can use that as a backstop. So I probably want to be going left, I would say, and I would imagine that's more protected. Yeah, it is. I think an easier shot is to try and hit a 3-wood down here. There we are, bringing the water into play potentially with a slow. Let's give it a go. And not even the water, we're going in the bunker. Excellent. Now I haven't played since whatever update came out yesterday, so I've got no idea if tempo or anything has changed. I will say these little fir trees are leaping out to me as I just don't think they fit. Everything else works really well. Really well. Love the planting. The rocks are brilliantly done. And that's tricky because this one rock here does not match with anything else. It's really tough to use. So he's done that nicely. But yeah, those little fir trees just, I don't know, they don't really work with the rest of the environment for me. Okay, come on, we can get up and down. I think the way this is bunkered is really good, and I can see how this would play differently for each pin without the hole being too forced. It's a really good opening hole. Liked your opening hole on Old Faro, like this one even more. And we're going to start with a bogey, which was kind of expected after the tee shot. Leaving 230 out of a bunker is never normally a good way to start. Now you can tell he's used a lot of the new trees and items, which is kind of as expected. Okay, straight back up the water feature. Oh my goodness, yep, definitely camber. I like the mounds in the fairway. I think they work well. Planting's just great. I'm being hyper nitpicky. I feel like this mound is a little bit circular, like maybe we can bring it in here or bring it out here, or I don't know. Just for something that should be random, it feels a little man-made, I guess would be the word. What have we got over here? Oh, so that's a tee box. God, the attention to detail on this course is just already brilliant. Love the tree line down here. I like the way he's sunken the trees down a bit so that it's kind of creating this shadow and it's making it look like there's a lot more planting than there is. Framed really, really well. I think I said in the work in progress chat, personally I don't love the purple, but I will say that I was completely outvoted on that and a lot of other people did love it. So I will happily say that common consensus probably works there. Oof. Okay, but a very receptive green and one that's going to funnel us towards. I will say bunkering is so good on this course. I think something that I think Cinder's really worked on. Certainly I remember playthrough of Lake Sophia and that. Oh god, where are we going? Bunkering wasn't a strength then, I now think it really is. Both in terms of shapes and in terms of the sculpting. Might like to see a little bit of the heavy rough kind of, it's been patchy around here as it kind of feels it dies around the bunker, and I don't know. It looks okay here. It just looks like it goes straight into the side of the bunker and keeps going that wavy shape. Maybe a little patch there would be cool. I feel like I'm in hyper nitpicky mode today. Planting's great. I mean, just really enjoying this one so far. No! Oh, I thought I had that. But I like that we've had a long par 4 followed by a very reachable, doable par 5. I think that's a good little balance. This feels like a little bit of a mirror of the first tee shot. We've got the same water feature coming in. I really like it. I'm hoping it isn't overdone. I mean, the water is stunning. Love this little... This green is done so well as well. Big false front, little mound. This is just excellent. This little mound here to separate, so we've got that little false side there, just where you can fall off. But then there's parts of this where you might be okay. Could leave a really entertaining part. Fairway edges are good. Having talked to him about that on one of the previous courses, nice to see that. He'll know what I mean. There we go. Finally get a decent tee shot. I mean, the bridge down there is outstanding. Okay, I think I'm kind of where I wanted to be. I didn't want to be playing towards this, so I love this little dip here. Because if I'm coming in from this side, I feel like I'm more likely to hit a fast into it. I think I can play to there. Play to the middle of the green. Worst case scenario, we're at the pin. Yeah, as designed. It's a really good hole. Like this one a lot. Putting is not going to happen today. So far, really like it. We've seen a lot in terms of the water features, in terms of central hazards. I'm a little worried about whether we're going to overuse those, but we'll see. This is cool. Feel like we could lose a couple of the trees on the right, maybe. I would like to see this all a little bit more open, personally. Great looking hole though. Bridge again is just maybe sink it down a little bit. I'd like it peaking up but not taking up all my attention. But I mean, the planting in that little ravine is great. Curvy bridge is done really well. Green's good as well. It's interesting. Other people will pick up on all the aesthetics and stuff. For me, the best thing I've seen so far is the greens. And they are just your best by a mile. Try and work out that. Yeah, I feel like the bunker at the back, maybe this bit could use dropping down, or the back could be raised. It's kind of, I don't feel like this bunker knows whether it's going up or whether it's, yeah, you can see it from this angle. I don't feel like the bunker really knows whether it's going up into the hill or down into the ground, and this, I can see why you want this feeding back in, so it's not going towards the bunker. I think this bit needs to be raised up a little bit more. Come on. Nope, still not holding anything. But damn, I'm enjoying this course so far. Really good variety of holes. The worries I did have about the purple bush I think are kind of unfounded. seems to be clumped well. It makes sense, it fits the planting scheme. Yep, this one's great. Down 70, down 80 feet, so we can probably clear that. Great spine in the middle. Just another top quality green. And you can tell he's paying attention to like playthroughs and feedbacks and that, because you'll notice here, I think a sindrerev old, this would all bowl in and you'd have puddles and like it would be feeding back this way. But with it all going front to back, like this is a strategically very cool hole in the sense that this is going to be defined by the fact that the green flows front to back and that spine. So where do we want to be? Probably want to be coming at it from this way, but we want a full wedge if we can, which means hitting a very awkward tee shot over there, and even then we're probably not getting a full wedge, we're getting a pitch. But we could go over here, could come way back and definitely leave a full wedge. I mean, that would be more than a full wedge. That maybe runs into the bunkers. I think this is my favourite hole on the course so far. It's done so nicely by distance and how he's placed the hazards. And the elevation changes really come in here. Right, we're going to hit a 3-wood and we're going to hope to God that I've got the right club. Yeah, it would have cleared. I'd have ideally liked to be in a bit further right, but this is good. But I love the decision that was there, and what I've loved most of all about that shot is that it hasn't been done by a central bunker, which we do all too commonly, including myself in that. Yeah, bad shot. Up 12. Goodness me, it's a deep bunker. Yeah, he's done his camera tower as a water feature before. I think he did it on Clifton Bay first, maybe? Not the camera tower, he did it with something else. A grandstand or something. Ugh, that's annoying. Okay. And my main comment on this one, and my main nitpick at the moment, don't know whether it's a nitpick, I feel like there's just a bit too much stuff right near the tee. I want to just be focusing on that part of the view and seeing that. I don't really want the smoke coming in on this, the steam coming in on this side as much. Looks good though. Looks really good. Ah, so this is our Redan, which is one of the things he wanted. So my understanding of the Redan is you want to be able to hit front right to flow all the way down to here. I don't know to what extent this counts as a proper Redan. It's definitely got those characteristics, that big right to left slope. But if we hit here, are we really going to funnel down all the way there? I guess that's one that will require a bit of playtesting. I'm sure he knows what he's doing. Ooh. Syndra going Redan makes me very excited though. If we're looking at those sorts of features, we're going to go well. And yeah, I think we could funnel all the way down there. Good green. The middle pin's great, and what he's done well here is the little subtle slopes, tiny little slopes of orange that are you can use but are not going to be too punitive. Please sit down. Nope. Huh. Medium difficulty, he says. It's a good thing I'm not playing for score. I mean, really cool views over there. Little sailboat is an important thing. Kind of same here. I prefer this without this being here, I think. Great green again. This I really like as well. He started doing this on the last few courses. I think it works nicely. this point I'm wondering whether we're using central bunkers a touch. I feel like we might be. And I speak as someone who's very much been in the habit of doing that and trying to break away from it. Because it does provide options, but I don't think... Certainly I'd have probably lost this one, because going out right of this isn't an option. Going over it isn't really an option, because we're probably running through. Going left of it, I think is the only option you're leaving. We can't play short because of this one, so really what this is doing, for my money, is just making this fairway pretty much all dead space, unless you are really, really good. We can probably try and drive over it, I think, with this wind, but as someone who's not that good... Oh no, we're okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think the hole would have been better without the second central bunker, and I speak as someone who has been in that design phase. Love this little tree line clump here, love this planting, bush up. This works so well. Don't love this tree, as in I don't really love the object, I think it looks really weird. Oh, please hit the slope. But another really good hole. I mean, definitely a lot of options how you can play the hole. Go on. Will vary depending on wind, depending on how much risk you want to take on. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this course so far. Up 38. Kind of hitting the centre line bunker thing again. Oof. Ooh, what a green. Okay, tiny little plateau. This is fun. Okay, so where do we want to be? Probably coming at it straight on. I'm trying to hit up to here, but that's leaving water on this side. Whereas if I bail out here, I've then got a pitch in that way. Then the angles on the greens are tied in really nicely with the rest of the hole, which I think he's worked on. I knew I was going to hit it fast. Damn it. Oh, where are you dropping me, game? Feel like I have to go back. Huh. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll take fairway. Yeah, this hole's going to cause some people some issues with the water feature on the left and that elevation change. It's nicely done, because you can bail out. Oof, let's take our double and move on. I am finding this one tough going. Little bits of pink work really well as well. Oh, so now we're coming up on the 9th to a clubhouse. Just looks really cool. He's a low-key good clubhouse builder. Does a great little clubhouse complex. Ah, so we've got a drivable par 4. This was one of his elements, wasn't it? I love the way he's done this. Shed loads of danger. Totally can go for it, but also just the distance of this hole is great. It's not you're hitting drive to here and then you're definitely bouncing on. If you're trying to bounce on, you've got to hit a partial and you've got to hit it right. And you've got an eagle opportunity, but you're bringing in a lot of death as well. I feel like we have to go for it, don't we? Go on, carry. No. And these bunkers done really well because that's going to be punitive. Okay, pitch and I think probably a sand wedge. Let's just get up. Okay. So I feel like you can go for it and miss. What I like is the more of a tiger line you take towards the green, the more that risk increases. And I thought that putt was a lot slicker than it was. There's no birdies on the front nine. I think this is a bit more difficult than he's potentially envisioning it. I'm glad we don't have a bunker in the middle on this hole. I do think the best holes have been the ones without the centerline bunkers. Let's just lay back on this one, I think. Try and take a lot of the trouble out. We've got a big backstop that we can use. I like the mounding in the fairway. This one works really well. That little mound with the little tree on top is really nicely done too. The bunker shapes themselves, I think, are okay. I think they fit the course. Like, they may not be. And I like that he's doing something not the little U or W shapes. I can't remember if he did on Old Faro. Maybe we'll make a birdie at some point. Good hole though. Again, this one I like a lot more in terms of framing. I like that there's no off-course stuff here, or actually I'm enjoying a bit of a break from the water. I think it works really well when it's just not all over. Tiny little mound in front. And that dictates so many different pin positions. That's really cool. Maybe a touch too into the sun for me, but I don't think you can do much else in this great spot. Get over. Okay, we've got a putt for it. No! Got to actually hit them. Good par 3. Love the little view along the coastline. I'm hoping we'll go out that way now, maybe? Oh, we're going out the other way. Yeah, same kind of thing. I wonder whether you could accomplish more with just the one of these. Choose either or. Par 5, so I'm okay with the tee shot being tough, though. Might go up here. No, I mean, what we'll do is we'll go right between the bunkers and bounce down and through. Yeah, that's what we were going for. Okay, 4 iron. Uphill, can probably bounce on in. I love that you've given us more room to work the ball onto the green. I think it makes the course infinitely better. Not that we're going to use it, but... And just funnel on a little. Still not going to make a birdie, am I? Oh, we have. Awesome. Finally made a putt. Only took 12 holes. So I kind of feel like I'm pretty much got all I've got to say. So we can't take driver here. Might like this hole to be a little bit longer, so you kind of tempt people to hit driver. So I think here driver's just a no-go. It's an auto 3-wood. So it's not really that we're making a decision, although I do love the flatter plateau, lower plateau. The stuff that you're doing with elevation change and camber has worked really, really well, and it's definitely something you've been working on and something that's an improvement. I really like the sculpting up and by the greens. I think you've done your bunkers well. The way it fits in, the way you've used the rocks is just a really good way of making the sculpting fit. Again, greens are great. So I think I'll aim up this way and hopefully we hit some sort of a fast. I just think with your most recent courses, it feels far more like there's a side of the fairway you want to be on, or there's like a clearly advantageous portion of the fairway, whether flatter lie like here or I don't know, better angle, in a way that we didn't have with some of the earlier courses, and it's just really good as a result. It's not our best approach, but it should be. It's okay. I don't think I've hit that. Oh no, we're okay. I mean, it is a given that the planting is just really good. I was worried about the purple bushes, not at all now. I think the rocks work really well. Occasionally it's just a bit busy near the tee, and the bridges I could take or leave. I like that this has no bunker in. Ravine area is really cool. I think occasionally I'd like just to have more fairway around the green, so you've got your green and then you've just got a bit of a runoff rather than the bunker. I don't know, maybe varying where the bunkers are. That was not a good tee shot, and we're on a big side slope, which is just punishment for hitting an auto rubbish tee shot, which I like. Oh, we got off fast. Come on, come back round a little bit. The only reason I said it on this one is just I think I'd like people to have a bit of a bailout. So this side is obviously complete death. So you can tuck your pin there, which I'm sure you've got a couple. Whereas you're almost giving people a downslope and a runoff here. But if you were to make the green run this way and allow a runoff here, that's kind of almost putting yourself in jail because you're chipping back out this way. Whereas the bunker, it looks like it's more visual, so it's just like, well, you don't want to miss left and you don't want to miss right, so you've got to hit the green. Whereas if you want to err this way and make this fairway, people are more likely to pop themselves down here and then leave a nasty little pitch up. I don't think it's a must, I guess that one's more just a comment. It's hard to do anyway with the amount of spin we can generate on them. One under for the back nine makes me happy though. Cool look here. Great approach line from there or from there. Like different depending on where we go. That bunker's nicely placed. Oh, I was hoping I'd put it just in between the two. Good green. I mean, I feel like maybe this slope is a little long, but I don't mind it. I think I'd probably, rather than this mound, it looks like it's just been dragged up here. Probably would have tried to smooth it out here or something. I don't know. The dead straight down is, there's something that's just troubling my eye a little bit there, but I'm not sure what. Yep, that's a slow. That's on me. As is that. Well, we're going to throw that birdie right back, aren't we? Just feel like there's been a lot of really solid golf holes. I wouldn't say, ooh, like this green site, like the shape. I like that it's super narrow, which is, I mean, he's thought this through really nicely. You want to be playing from up here because you're hitting down the green, whereas if we're playing from down here, almost wish you'd have removed this tree. Like, let people play all the way down here, allow them to do that, and yeah, it'll be, you can't. I think maybe you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, because people will say you're hitting up the other fairway. But I kind of think if you're allowing people to play to here, then they can put themselves in jail by the angle they get into the pin. Because if they're coming at it from that way, it's just a nasty little pitch shot. Whereas here, you're kind of forcing them into the best option anyway, and it's becoming more a can you hit here or do you want to lay up this side, rather than what's your choice here, here. Will say, actually, looking at it now, you've done this bunker about as well as you could do, given that it's in play from both sides. Maybe a little bit hidden from this side, but I guess no one's laying up that. It's kind of in play. I don't know, I don't think you could do that much better. So now we've got a test of can we hit a decent pitch shot, which the answer will not be yes. Or maybe it will. Well, that feels really rewarding. Nasty little green. Oh, I pulled the putt. Damn it. Nasty little green. Like I said, I think you gain on that hole if you lose the tree. I get why you've got the tree where you've got it. I think it could really lift it. I don't know if you can get enough credit for, and I haven't said it yet, so I really need to. The way you've done the water going down this elevation and looking smooth is really, really good. Like, this is just difficult to do. So yeah, real props for that. I think this is my favourite par 3 so far. Again, I'd almost like to lose this, or replace those with like little flat bridges. I just think they detract from the natural. It's a really naturally beautiful hole. I would like to just see it on its own. And we're in a bunker again. Yeah, again, the par 3s have been really strong. They've been varied, been in different directions, which I'm appreciative of. I think the green complexes have made them feel different too. 6? 7. And 18's par 5. Fun par. Oh, look at this. Yep. Like this a lot. Okay. So you're tempting us down here, which would give us... Now this green I like a little bit less, just because I feel that where you've put this hazard and wrapping around on the river is perfect. I feel like this tier saving us down here, I don't know, I feel like that's maybe a little bit of a get out, but equally, if we're wanting to finish with a birdie, I think maybe I like it. I'm going to see how this plays. Oh, we're in a bunker. I'm unsold on the tier, but I'm not going to call that just yet. I would like to see how it plays over multiple rounds. I don't know if I'll make this. Let's just go and visit another bunker. Why not? Do you think there's a few bunkers that are just... I feel like you've missed spots. But we'll see. I mean, I've hacked my way around a very birdieable par 5, but oh well. We still gave it a little go at the chip. 6 over. Well, that is my worst round so far on any of these. Look, there's loads to like. It's a really good course, and I feel like I'm saying this all the time. But there are certain things I thought were done really, really well. There are certain things I might take another couple of rounds, I think, this one. And that's in many ways different from a Syndra course. Normally, I feel like not like necessarily you play the one round and you know it all. Oh. Ah, lost my headphones for a second. I wouldn't say normally you play one round and you kind of know the whole golf course on a Syndra course, far from it. But I feel like more than recent ones, this one's got a little bit more that, partly I think with the really good greens, I want to see where all the 4 pins are on there because I feel like so many holes are going to play differently because of that. In terms of my real standouts from this, the strategy is done well. I think the greens are the best you've done, as I said. The planting in the atmosphere is great. The way you've used water, I think, comes into play on a few holes nicely. I do like the way you didn't crutch on the coastline that much, but it's still there in the way you wanted it to be. Variety on the routing was good. I've just noticed we only had the 1 par 5 on the front. Didn't really notice that too much. Standout holes, there were some. I really liked the drivable 4 on the front. I really liked whatever. There was 1 par 4 with the downhill approach. I want to say 3 or 5 and I can't remember which. One of those two I loved as well. And the one with the tree that I picked up on 14 or 16. I feel like 16. I thought was great. Hiya Jay, we're about to play another course. Might as well play yours next. But you need to send me some notes on what I need to do. That form thing you haven't filled in yet. You can just tell me in chat. Things I would have liked to see a bit more or less of. I feel like occasionally you've chucked a bit too much stuff in front of my eye on the tee. It's just a touch busy. And I'd like to, but that may be personal preference. I don't really tend to like the Arctic Fury stuff of like here's a house on the left or whatever. I'd rather just see the golf hole. The first couple, I think we tended to have little river flowing down on the right and a shelter somewhere and a bridge in front of you. I think maybe one of those things, but not all of them. There is a form, yes. You should have had it pasted into Discord, but don't worry if not. We'll sort it out. I think the undulations were done really well, and I love that you're using more camber with this. My other big thing I would probably pick up on is I think you've overdone the central bunkers a little bit, or just made them a bit too big. I preferred generally the holes without them. I think had you made this course in TGC 19 it would have been perfect because we were so much more accurate with drivers. Hey, maybe you are and I'm just not playing well. It could be that. But I feel like that was one where occasionally it's 2 central line bunkers, and trust me, I've done this. Marlet was full of them, where one of them would have been better and given us more options. So anyway, that's Cape Canary by Syndra. It's a cracking course, and like you're just getting better, buddy. Better and better and better. And I've got a few things to say, but it's still really good. And your highs on visuals are better than pretty much anyone else in the game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the stream again, and then we're going to go and play one from Joe, which I believe is Springfield. So we'll be back in a second.